Good morning, dear viewers. I'm going to try to plant some of these today. It's kind of windy. I don't know how much I'll talk to you about it on screen. I might do a voiceover depending. But I'm going to get started and see how far I can get. We're going to start today with Achillea millefolium, or common yarrow. There's some debate about this plant's status as a native plant in North America due to the fact that it hybridizes easily with the European species that were imported and the cultivars that have been grown. So when you get common yarrow plants, they may have a mix of those phenotypes or varieties. My recommendation would be to, if you are getting seeds, to try to get them from a reputable native plant seed seller. All right, I got a couple of holes just above my street drain here. So I'm gonna do some clumps all along in here, just to finish that out. See, this is also yarrow here. Achillea millefolium, common yarrow. This is a plant that likes cliffs, balds, ledges, mountain summits, plateaus, ridges. It'll also grow in meadows and fields, in sunny spots, in woodlands, or on the shores of rivers and lakes. It's a very versatile plant in terms of soil moisture, and it does tend to grow better in soils that don't have as many nutrients. It also does really well in dry soils, which is why I'm planting it here in this spot in my yard. This spot gets hot afternoon sun and the soil stays pretty dry, as it's the spot right between my driveway and the street. It's also really salt tolerant, which is important for any plant that you're going to plant next to a road where they salt during the winter. Its leaves have a well-known ferny texture. There tends to be leaves at the base of the plant that are sort of ground cover-like, whether it's a basal rosette or if they're just low leaves. And then the flower stalks will come up from there. Those flower stalks can be 1 foot to 3 feet tall, depending on how well it likes its location. That's why you bring a shovel. Silly me. Flowers are usually white, but can be pink or red as well, and it flowers from spring straight through summer. So we've had a couple of days of rain, light rain, but you can see this soil is still super dry. This area down here just stays dry. The surface layer of the soil is damp, but the deeper layers are not. And yarrow will do well down here. There we go. How many holes did I drill? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 holes. Probably do a couple more maybe. There we go. There we go. Great. It's well known as a plant with medicinal uses, as well as being used in cut flower arrangements and dried flower arrangements. Try and break this one a little. But more importantly, it's a fantastic supporter of your local ecosystem. A variety of native bees, butterflies, and wasp species use this as a nectar plant, and it is a host plant to a number of other pollinators, including the painted lady butterfly and other butterfly species, moths, and beetles. I got one more clump of yarrow. All right, I put one clump right in here. Okay, this is Echinacea purpurea, or purple coneflower. This is the straight species. It's not a nativar or cultivar or cultivated species of a native plant. This is the straight species. It is not native locally to me here in Massachusetts. It's more of a Midwest prairie plant. But I have other uses for it in addition to just planting out a lot of native plants. So I'm planting it too. I have a pathway up from the street here with a sort of a curved border on this side and the same on that side. Sort of hard to see, it's not well defined yet. But I think I'm gonna put some Echinacea up here and here. I had some up here, but when we took down the ash tree, I think it got crushed. So I'm gonna put some more in. I really liked it here, and I'm gonna do some on that side, so it just sort of flanks the path. Echinacea purpurea is native in North America, mostly to the Midwest and the southern United States. So Texas to Ohio, Missouri to North Carolina and Florida. There we go, starting to get somewhere. Sort of this big region, south and central. All right, that's a pretty good clump. Let's see if I can get this one. Look at how many plants there are in there. I could in the spring after these germinate, I could take these and separate them out, but honestly I don't have that much time or patience. All right, now I got 3 clumps. It likes to grow in meadows and fields, forest edges, and disturbed areas. It likes the sun, and it will take some shade in moist, rich soils or medium soils. It flowers all summer and is highly drought tolerant. It has purple flowers that rise to about 4 feet tall and for sun, shorter in shade. And its seed heads are round, spiky balls that persist into winter. A wide variety of pollinators use this plant for its nectar. including bees and butterflies, hummingbirds as well, and its seeds are eaten by a wide variety of birds. It's a well-known medicinal plant. It's also known for its beauty in cultivated gardens, as well as native ones, and is equally beautiful in a bouquet. All right, there's 2 clumps. And there's 2 more. So this morning we have golden Alexander, Zizia aptera, I think. Zizia, golden Alexander. And I've got one right over here that I planted last year. Let me show you. All right. Here's the one from last year. It creates lots of nice low foliage, which is nice up against, let me lean you up here, up against the taller stalks of the prairie plants. So I've got 4 of these, I think, so let's try and get them in. So what I have here are 2 different Zizia types. One is Zizia aurea, that's the traditional golden Alexander, and the other is Zizia aptera, that is the heartleaf Alexander. These first 3 pots are Zizia aurea, and the last pot is Zizia aptera. We definitely have some weeds in here. Got a couple little plants. I'm just planting this whole thing. Maybe. There, a little deeper than I needed to. Zizia aurea, or golden Alexander, likes habitats of forests, meadows, fields, floodplains for rivers and streams, and shores of rivers and lakes. See if I can find a spot in here. It likes sun or part shade and moist soils to medium soils. It may tolerate some drier soils as long as it gets water over time. It's native over a broad section of North America, including the eastern United States and central United States. The plant gets 1 to 3 feet tall with umbel sprays of yellow flowers that bloom early spring through summer. Let's see. Try to split this one down the middle here. Oh, hello, moss. Pardon me. Okay, there we go. there. Over here. Because it begins blooming early, it is an important source of food for pollinators, including butterflies, wasps, bees, flies, and beetles. It's a host plant to butterflies, including a variety of swallowtail butterflies. All right, one more spot. Zizia aptera, or heart-leafed golden Alexander, is very similar to regular golden Alexander in size, shape, and look. It has yellow flowers in an umbel that bloom in early spring. Gets to be about 1 to 3 feet tall. It likes sun and part shade and tends to like medium to moist soils. It grows in both moist and dry prairies, thickets, open woodlands, and shorelines. It's native to a variety of locations around the United States, including the East Coast, the central part of the country, and the northern section of the western part of the country. It is not native in my location in Massachusetts. I've got 3 pieces. The closest area is Connecticut and Rhode Island. That is still relatively close by to me, and that's one of the reasons why I've decided to include it here in my garden, in addition to it being a somewhat more rare variety than Zizia aurea. It supports many of our same locally native pollinators, as well as the swallowtail butterflies. 1, 2, and 3. And that is all I have for you in this video. Please join me in the next one. Bye!